Hi everyone, my name is Adiola Adibara, and today I'm going to be discussing about the effect of vaping on teens' health. Right here I have two of my audience with me here, and I would like them to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Oluwafemi James.
And
I am Daniel Adebra.
great. We're going to be speaking about the effect of vaping. I'm sure a lot of our team love the way vaping smells. They like the smell of it, the flavor, and a lot of them are attracted to it because of this different flavor. Does a lot of teenagers does not know that vaping contains nicotine. A lot of them believe that nicotine, if I'm vaping, I am not at any risk. It doesn't have any side effect. It doesn't contain nicotine. Well, today, let me bust your bubbles. Vaping or e-cigarette actually contains nicotine. As a matter of fact, it contains about 5 times the amount of nicotine that is found in cigarette. According to the CDC, it was confirmed that vaping contains about 7,000 chemicals and other harmful toxic chemicals that can be harmful to the body. Again, like I said, vaping devices are chemical. They are rechargeable or electrical device that are used to inhale aerosol. This aerosol contains nicotine, and when it's being inhaled, it can also be inhaled into the air, and somebody else who is close to that person or walking by or passing by can also inhale it. That's how dangerous it is. Even though you're not you are not the one vaping, it can also affect you if you have people around who vape. That's how dangerous vaping is. Today I'm going to be sharing a lot of information and resources and researches that I've done in regards to the effect of vaping on the teens' health, a long-term effect on teens' health. Also, vaping can cause so many side effects. It can have effects on the growth of teenagers. It can have effects on their respiratory system. It can have effects on their brain. It can even have effects on their growth. All of this, effects have been, a lot of research has been done, and the conclusion has been made that some of all of these effects that I mentioned are as a result of people who vape, are found in most of them. Those are like the symptoms that a lot of them experience. Even at the hospital, a lot of doctors, a lot of researchers, according to the University of John Hopkins University, has also confirmed that by Professor Blaha, is a researcher in the University of in John Hopkins University. He has also confirmed that teens are growing when they are in their age from growing up. When they are in their age, they from 25, the growth of teenagers stop at the age of 25, I believe so, of which it was also confirmed by Professor Blah that when teenagers vape, it can affect their growth. It can stunt their growth because the nicotine in the vaping can stunt the growth of these teenagers. Another thing is that it affects their brain. When teenagers are vaping, this can affect their mental. It can affect them mentally. It can affect them from reasoning and making good decisions, because they will become high, and when they are high, they can't make good decisions. So this can affect them mentally. Also, from research studies, I also find out that according to CDC, a study was found that 99% of cigarettes sold in accessed venue in the United States contain nicotine. When a lot of adverts are going on, teenagers are being deceived that vaping does not contain nicotine. That is a big lie, because according to research, a lot of these vaping have high amount of nicotine in them. And from research, it's been confirmed that according to John Hopkins University, it was confirmed in February 2020. The Center for Disease and Control Prevention also confirmed that 2,807 patients that vape are associated with lung disease injury. What is lung disease injury? We all know what lung disease injury means. When teenagers start to smoke and start to vape, this can have effect on their lungs. Also, like 68% of people have been confirmed dead. 68% death have been confirmed also by the CDC. Due to e-cigarette use. Why is e-cigarette unsafe for kids? All of these diseases and side effects that I've mentioned is the reason why we are persuading teenagers. Is the reason why we are educating teenagers that is very unsafe. It can cause mental health. It can stunt their growth. It can affect their brain. It can cause lung injuries, and it's very, very unsafe. It's not all about the flavor. This flavoring is very attractive, but it also contains nicotine. If you are vaping and somebody that is taking cigarette, is almost the same thing. It's almost the same thing because everyone is inhaling, everybody is taking in nicotine in one way or the other. How does nicotine affect your mental health? The brain keeps developing until the age of 25, like I mentioned. When adolescents use nicotine, it harms the brain parts that controls learning, that controls attention, that controls mood. So a lot of times when teenagers are using nicotine, their mood is messed up. Their ability for them to make decisions is messed up. So they can't really reason well. They become too high to make any decisions. Also, young people brain builds synapses fast than adults' brain. Nicotine changes the way the synapses is formed. Using nicotine in adolescents may also increase risks for future addictions. When teenagers start to vape or use e-cigarette, there's a 99% chance that such teenager will eventually be smoking, because at some point if they have been vaping and they are inhaling nicotine, they can also as well smoke. According to the NIH, National Institute, another findings came up. Another study was conducted, and it was supported by the National Institute. The research was performed on human and also on a rat, and there was a clear result that shows that it shows that the amount of diseases that is coming up according to the people that vape is significantly high. And in conclusion, research performed by the Johns Hopkins University also has stated that nicotine is primarily the agent in regular cigarettes and e-cigarettes, and is highly addictive. It causes you to crave to smoke. It's also hard to stop. When you are trying to withdraw, it becomes really high. If you ignore the craving, it can have huge effect on it. It can cause the patient to start to to shake and to shake. They will not be able to get hold of themselves. They will not be able to control themselves. It raises the blood pressure of teens that vape. It can raise their blood pressure. Another thing that was found out that when people vape, their heart, this can affect the way they breathe also. It can affect their breathing also. The best prevention is for parents to be able to educate their children. Parents, let us educate our children. Let us educate them on the side effects of vaping. Vaping contains nicotine. There is no doubt. Do your research. Explain to your children. Teach them, educate them, let them know before they make that decision of vaping. Vaping can be very attracting because a lot of times they are advertising it on the television, they are advertising it on the radio, but nobody is mentioning the harm that comes with using e-cigarette or vaping. So that brings us to the conclusion. Today, I employ all teenagers to do their research. Parents, do your research, educate your children, and that brings me back to our audience today. Any of you have a question that you would like to, that you would like me to answer?
How hard can vaping impact somebody who's not vaping life?
Well, you said how hard can it affect somebody who is not vaping? Well, let's take for example, if you're not vaping but you have a friend that vapes and you are always around them, you see, when they inhale the aerosols and they puff it into the air, you that you're not smoking can also inhale that smoke, and that's almost the same thing as you that is not smoking and the person that is smoking. So it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Living around somebody that vape is very dangerous. That's why we need to be informed. That's why teenagers need to be informed. If you have a friend that smokes or that vapes or that use e-cigarettes, you need to educate them that, you know, my friend, this vaping contains nicotine, and nicotine can have a huge effect on your health. You can also talk to your parents to give you more understanding. You can go online to find out research about vaping. Vaping is not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing to be involved in. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
And that brings us to the end of today's speech. I hope you all learn one thing or the other from this speech. Thank you.